Now we will discuss about the chemical properties of nitrogen family. Chemical properties of nitrogen family. The first property that we are going to discuss, that is oxidation state. Let me write it on the board. We have oxidation state. Oxidation state. The elements which are present in nitrogen family are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. The outermost cell electronic configuration for these elements is what? NH2 and NP3. The total number of electrons present in the outermost cell 2 plus 3 is equal to how many electrons? 5 electrons. These electrons are nothing but valence electrons. Valence electrons. Okay. These elements can show how many valence electrons? 5. That's why these elements present in any compounds can form how many maximum number of bonds? 5 bonds. This is the reason they show maximum oxidation state what? Plus 5. Okay, since they can form maximum number of bonds 5, that's why maximum oxidation state shown by these elements is what? Plus 5. For example, let's say we have PCl5. PCl5. Cl is what? -1. Then phosphorus is present in plus 5 oxidation state. It is forming how many bonds? 5 bonds. Okay. Another important information. Now pay attention very carefully. Since these elements are having how many valence electrons? 5 electrons. If they are gaining 3 more electrons, their octet will be complete and they will be in the stable state. They want to be in the stable state. That's why these elements have a greater tendency to gain electrons. How many electrons? 3 electrons. Since they are gaining electron, we use negative sign. Okay. So this is the minimum oxidation state shown by these elements, and this is the maximum oxidation state shown by nitrogen family elements. Okay, very interesting information. I can write minimum oxidation state. Minimum oxidation state is -3 for these elements. Maximum oxidation state. Maximum oxidation state is what? Plus 5. Okay. If we talk about the common oxidation state, we have the common oxidation state of nitrogen family. -3 plus 3 as well as then we have plus 5. Most of the compounds from these elements are present either in -3 or plus 3 or plus 5. But nitrogen is the element present in this group, can be present in all kind of oxidation state in the range -3 to plus 5. For example, it is present in -3, -2, -1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4 and plus 5. Let me take some examples. Compounds of nitrogen showing different oxidation state of nitrogen. We have NH3 ammonia, NH2 NH2 hydrogen, NH2OH, nitrogen gas, N2O, NO, N2O3, N2O4 and N2O5. Okay, if you calculate the oxidation state of nitrogen, it is present in -3 oxidation state, 2 hydrogen, -2 oxidation state, -1 oxidation state, 0. It is +1 oxidation state, +2 oxidation state, +3 oxidation state, +4 oxidation state, and it is present in +5 oxidation state. Okay, so you can see the oxidation state of nitrogen: -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3, +4 and +5. Okay, so you can see the range. This is the minimum oxidation state, and maximum oxidation state for this group element is what? +5. So you can see all -3 to +5, all kind of oxidation state nitrogen is showing in different compounds. Okay. Keep in mind, whenever nitrogen is present in its intermediate oxidation state, somewhere if it is showing the oxidation numbers, okay, whenever it is showing oxidation state in between -3 and +5, it undergoes disproportionate redox reaction. Disproportionate redox reaction is a reaction in which same element undergoes both oxidation as well as reduction reaction. Okay, let's say if it is present in +3 oxidation state, it can undergo both oxidation as well as reduction reaction. Okay, for example, let's say we have HNO2 and then it converts into HNO3, and we have water molecule and then we have NO. Okay, write down the oxidation state of nitrogen on both sides. 2 to the 4, it is present in +3 oxidation state. 3 to the 6, and it is present in +5 oxidation state. Oxygen is -2, then nitrogen will be in +2 oxidation state. Okay, compare the oxidation state of nitrogen. Plus 3 to plus 5, increase in oxidation state. Increase in oxidation state is always oxidation, and decrease in oxidation state is always reduction reaction. Okay, plus 3 to plus 5 oxidation. Okay, then another nitrogen. Plus 3 to plus 2, decrease in oxidation state is what? Reduction reaction. You can see same nitrogen, same compound is undergoing both oxidation as well as reduction reaction, then it undergoes disproportionate redox reaction. Let me talk about the oxidation state of other elements in this group. Like nitrogen, other elements in this group present in their intermediate oxidation state have a tendency to show disproportionate redox reaction. For example, if the elements are present in between -3 and +5 oxidation state, they undergo both oxidation as well as reduction reaction, showing disproportionate redox reaction. For example, let's say we have P4 is there and it converts into SPO3, and then we have phosphine is there. Okay, write down the oxidation state of phosphorus on both sides. Neutral molecule 0, 3 to 6 phosphorus present in +5 oxidation state. Hydrogen is there and each hydrogen is what? +1. Then we have phosphorus in -3 oxidation state. Okay, compare the oxidation state. 0 to +5, increase in oxidation number is always oxidation, and decrease in oxidation number is always reduction. Okay, so 0 to +5 it is what? Oxidation. 0 to -3 it is what? Reduction. Then we have disproportionate. Okay, this molecule undergoes both oxidation as well as reduction reaction. Let me take one more example. We have arsenic present in +3 oxidation state. It converts easily into arsenic +5 oxidation state, and we have arsenic, it is a neutral element. Okay, neutral element always have 0 oxidation state. Okay, +3 to +5 oxidation, +3 to 0 reduction. This is also disproportionate redox reaction. +3 and 0, +3 is coming somewhere, you can see, and 0 is coming here. So both are undergoing oxidation as well as reduction reaction. Another important information, always keep in mind, the stability of +5 oxidation state decreases down the group, and the stability of +3 oxidation state increases down the group. Okay, due to inert pair effect. You can write this sentence in your notes. The stability of +5 oxidation state decreases down the group, and the stability of +3 oxidation state increases down the group due to inert pair effect. For example, we have nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Okay, the first three elements, they are more stable in +5 oxidation state, and bottom two elements, antimony and bismuth, are more stable in +3 oxidation state. Let me take one example over here. If we have a compound in which bismuth is present in +5 oxidation state, it is highly unstable because it is present in +5 oxidation state. Stability of +5 oxidation state decreases down the group. Okay, that's why it has a greater tendency to convert into what? Bismuth +3 oxidation state, because in this oxidation state bismuth is highly stable because inert pair effect is there. Okay, that's why easily it converts into +3 oxidation state by gaining how many electrons? 2 electrons. That is the reason, if you talk about this compound in which bismuth is present in +5 oxidation state, since it has greater tendency to undergo what kind of reaction? Reduction reaction. Then it will be acting as a strong oxidizing agent. Okay, strong oxidizing agent. Another example, let's say if we talk about the arsenic. Arsenic is present in +3 oxidation state. Keep in mind, the top elements are more stable in +5 oxidation state. That's why this arsenic have a greater tendency to convert into +5 oxidation state. Easily it converts in +5 oxidation state because in this state it is more stable by losing how many electrons? 2 electrons. Since it is undergoing what? Oxidation, then it will be acting as a better strong reducing agent. Okay, this is the concept we have. Okay, so always remember this information. The sentence which I have told you, the sentence is, the stability of +5 oxidation state decreases down the group, and the stability of +3 oxidation state increases down the group due to inert pair effect. Okay, one more important information. Bismuth, it is stable in +3 oxidation state, that is correct, but there is one compound. BiF5, this is the only compound in which bismuth is present in +5 oxidation state, and somewhat it is stable because we have phosphorus, no sorry, we have fluorine. It is the highly electronegative elements, okay, and in this case bismuth is present in +5 oxidation state. So this is the compound we have in which bismuth is present in +5 oxidation state. Otherwise rest of the compounds or molecule of bismuth are present in which the bismuth is present in +3 oxidation state, okay, because in +3 oxidation state bismuth is highly stable, okay. Let's discuss about other chemical property. Next is chemical reaction of these elements with hydrogen gas. All these elements present in a group 15 react with hydrogen gas to form hydride. Okay, they form ES3 type hydrides. Okay, type hydrides. We have hydrides. E means nitrogen family elements, nitrogen, phosphorus. For example, we have ammonia, NH3, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and then we have bismuth. Okay, all these elements present in this group are forming hydrides. These hydrides can easily be prepared by reaction of magnesium. Let's say we have metal nitride compounds. Okay, we have metal Mg3 and it is N2. Whether you add water molecule, double decomposition reaction will be taking place, or you can take strong acids such as we have HCl. HCl is there. Okay, reaction take place. Magnesium will combine with Cl and nitrogen will combine with hydrogen. That's it. Okay, now we can satisfy the valency. Magnesium MgCl2 is there, and nitrogen combines with hydrogen to form what? Hydride. Ammonia molecule is nothing but the hydride of nitrogen. Okay, hydride of nitrogen. If you want, you can balance it. 3 magnesium, I put 3 magnesium. How many Cl? 3 to 6 Cl. Okay, and then we have 2 nitrogen, we put 6 hydrogen is there, balanced. Okay, we have zinc Zn3 and it is N2. We have arsenic, sorry, we can put here arsenic AH2, and then we can take 6 HCl, then we get 3 ZnCl2. In the same pattern reaction is going to be completed. Okay, AS and it is H3 is there. Okay, reaction completed. Okay, 3 ZnCl2 and 2 AS H3. Okay, now another important information. Okay, when you talk about the properties of these hydrides, okay, so these hydrides are volatile by nature. Okay, these all are gases and these are bad smelling gases. If you remember, in the introduction I had told the compounds of these elements are bad smelling. They cause suffocation because they are called niconides, and this word has been taken from nicon mix, means suffocation. Okay, so the compounds of these elements cause suffocation. Okay, so they are bad smelling gases. We can write bad smelling gas. Next, they are poisonous. We have poisonous gases. Okay, they are volatile. Okay, they are volatile, means less boiling points. We have boiling point inversely proportional to vapor pressure. Keep in mind, nitrogen is there, ammonia is there. In ammonia, hydrogen bonding is there, and due to hydrogen bonding, its boiling point will be little bit higher. We will discuss about this property a bit later. Okay, so these are volatile nature. And keep in mind, if we talk about the geometry, so by using vapor theory in chemical bonding, we can easily determine the geometry. Here we have lone pairs, nitrogen, phosphorus, lone pair, because they have valence electrons. How many valence electrons? 5 valence electrons. Out of 5 they are forming only 3 bonds. That's why each central element is having one lone pair. Okay, now if you look at here, so each molecule is forming how many bonds? 3 sigma bonds, and plus one lone pair is there, one lone pairs. Okay, and so you can see we have the tetrahedral. This is the main shape is there. One lone pair you can place over here, and now you can connect it. We have you can connect it. This is a pyramidal shape. Then we have the pyramidal shape. Pyramidal geometry is there. So this is the geometry they have, pyramidal geometry. These are some basic information we have about the hydrides of nitrogen family. Let's discuss about some more properties of these hydrides. The next property of hydride is reducing characters. The hydrides we have, it is NH3, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. About reducing agent, we have learned reducing agent are the agent which release hydrogen very easily. Oxidizing agent are the agent which release oxygen. Okay. To determine the reducing character among these hydrides, you need to check which among the following hydride can release hydrogen very easily. Which among the following hydride can release hydrogen very easily. So you can see hydrogen is same in all these hydrides, but you look at the central element. Okay. Their size is different. As we move from left to right, their size is increasing. As the size increases, bond length increases. As the bond length increases, removal of hydrogen, the tendency to remove hydrogen also increases. Okay, then reducing character also increases. Reducing character also increases. Okay, we can write as the size increases. Size increases of what? Central elements. Size of central element increases. Bond length increases. Removal of tendency to removal of hydrogen also increases, and reducing character also increases. Very interesting concept. Okay, so that's why bismuth hydride is a better, a stronger reducing agent than ammonia, because in this case bond length is high. That's why removal of hydrogen is very easier. Okay, now we talk about the thermal stability. Thermal stability, or we can say bond dissociation enthalpy. Bond dissociation enthalpy in hydrides: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth. Okay. About the stability, we have learned bond strength is directly proportional to the stability and inversely proportional to the size. As the size decreases, stability increases. As the size decreases, stability increases. You can see it is having smallest size. That's why strength will be very high. Bond strength will be very high. Bond strength is very high because as the size decreases, the magnitude of the charge increases, attraction will be very high. That's why bond strength will be increasing and the stability will also be increasing. Let me discuss some more property. Next we have basic characters. Basic characters among the hydrides. Hydrides are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth. Okay, among all these hydrides, you can see these elements are forming only 3 bonds out of 5 valence electrons. That's why each central element has 1 lone pair. Okay, each central element has 1 lone pair. Lone pair plays a significant role in deciding basic characters. Okay, always keep in mind basic character is directly proportional to the lone pair electron density, and it is also directly proportional to electronegativity of the central atom. Okay, you can see lone pair electron density is same in all these hydrides. Then focus on the electronegativity. Hydrogen is same, but if you look at the central element, electronegativity is different. Electronegativity is inversely proportional to the size. Okay, smaller is the size, higher is the electronegativity, and higher is the basic characters. Okay, you can explain. You can see nitrogen is more electronegative than hydrogen. It will be pulling more electron density from hydrogen. That's why this lone pair electron density will be increasing, and higher is the lone pair electron density, higher is the basic character. Very simple concept. Okay, now next we talk about the bond angle. Bond angle. About the bond angle, we have the hydrides: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth. About the bond angle, you have to keep in mind bond angle is directly proportional to the electronegativity of central element, central atom. Okay, bond angle is also directly proportional to electronegativity of central element. That's why this is the trend we have. Smaller is the size, higher is the electronegativity, and higher is the bond angle. Okay, next we have boiling point. Okay, now about the boiling point, we have learned as the molecular weight increases, intermolecular force increases. As the intermolecular force increases, boiling point also increases. This is the general trend we follow. But in fact, if you look at here, so in ammonia you can see hydrogen bonding is present, and we have learned hydrogen bonding is a stronger force than intermolecular force. Okay, that's why its boiling point will increase. In general, if I go by the molecular weight, this is the trend. No, sorry. Then boiling point will be increasing from left to right because molecular weight is increasing. Ammonia is having lowest molecular weight because it is smaller in size. But since it is having hydrogen bonding, its boiling point will increase. That's why it jump from its position to here, like in the middle. Then order we are getting what? PH3, ASH3, and here we get ammonia, and then we have antimony, it is H3 and it is BiH3. This is the orders we have for the boiling point. Okay, keep in mind fluctuation is there. This fluctuation is there because of the hydrogen bonding. You can write here due to hydrogen bonding. Okay, that's why, since it is having, in fact it is having lower molecular weight than these two hydrides, but due to the hydrogen bonding it has higher boiling point than these two hydrides. Okay, these two hydrides. Let's discuss about the next property. The next chemical reaction is with oxygen. All the elements in group 15 react with oxygen to form corresponding oxide. What type of oxide they form? They form E2O3 type and E2O5 type oxides. For example, N2O3 and 2O5. These type of oxides are formed by all the elements in group 15. Important information. In oxides, higher is the oxidation number of central atom. Higher is the oxidation number of central atom. Higher is the acidic character. Okay, if you look at here, nitrogen is present in +3 oxidation state and this nitrogen is present in +5 oxidation state. Okay, as the oxidation number increases, acidic character also increases. That's why N2O5 is stronger acidic in nature than N2O3. Okay, then we can say we have E2O5 have more acidic character than E2O3 type oxides of this group elements. Okay, now let me talk about the general oxides of all these elements. We have N2O3, P2O3, arsenic 2O3, then antimony O3, and then we have bismuth O3. Okay, pay attention very carefully. If we talk about these oxides are acidic in nature, but these oxides are amphoteric in nature, and this oxide is basic in nature. You can see as we move from left to right, acidic character of these oxide decreases. And basic character of these oxide increases due to increase in metallic character. Because you can see this bismuth is almost metal is there. Okay, because it is having metallic character. So you can see as we move from left to right, so acidic character decreases and basic character increases due to increase in metallic character. You can write this sentence in the notes. Okay, let me discuss some more property of oxides of this group elements. The statement which I had given, acidic character decreases and basic character increases down the group due to increase in metallic characters. Okay, because non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature and non-metallic oxides are basic in nature. Okay, that's the trend we have in the oxides of this group elements. Okay, now we talk about the stability of pentoxide. Stability of pentoxide. Okay, we have N2O5, P2O5, arsenic 2O5, antimony 2O5 and Bi2O5. About the stability, we have learned as the bond strength increases, stability increases, and what size decreases. Okay, so smaller is the size, higher is the stability. Smaller is the size, higher is the stability. Okay, bond strength will be higher. Important information, we have P2O5. Except P2O5, rest of the oxides release oxygen to form lower oxides. Let me write, except phosphorus pentoxide, except P2O5, it works as a better dehydrating agent. Rest of the pentoxide release oxygen to form lower oxide, lower corresponding oxide, you can say lower corresponding oxide. Okay, lower corresponding oxide. Now let's discuss about the other chemical properties of this group elements. The next chemical reaction is with halogen. All the elements in this group react with halogen to form EX3 and EX5 type halides. Okay, form EX3 and EX5 type halides, such as we have PCl3, PCl5. These are the examples. Okay, keep in mind nitrogen does not form EX5 type halide due to unavailability of vacant d orbital. Yeah, d orbital, there is no d orbital. Okay, vacant d orbital. Nitrogen does not have d orbital, that's why it cannot do the extended overlapping, okay, to form 5 bonds. Maximum it can form 3 bonds. Okay, another important information, by Fajan's rule, we have learned as the positive charge over the central element increases, the polarizing power increases and covalent character increases. Okay, then we have you can see as the positive charge over the central element increases, polarizing power, tendency to pull the electron increases, and covalent character increases. Characters increases. Very simple information. Okay, now look at here, if you pay attention, phosphorus is present in +3 oxidation state, and in this case it is present in +5 oxidation state. So you can compare P plus 3 and P plus 5. It is having more positive charge, means this phosphorus is having more polarizing power than this phosphorus. That's why PCl5 is having more covalent character than PCl3, because we have applied the Fajan's rule. Okay, higher is the positive charge, higher is the polarizing power, and higher is the covalent character. That's why PCl5 is having more covalent character than PCl3. Fajan's rule given in chemical bonding. Now let's discuss about another chemical property. The next chemical reaction is with metals. All these elements in this group react with metals to form binary compounds in which they show -3 oxidation state. All these elements react with metals to form binary compounds showing -3 oxidation state. For example, Mg3 magnesium nitride is there, Mg3N2 is there, barium nitride 2 is there, calcium phosphide Ca3P2 is there, Zn3As2 is there, and A3 and it is As is there. Nitrogen -3, nitrogen -3, phosphorus -3, arsenic -3, and arsenic is -3. In all these binary compounds, you can see these elements are present in -3 oxidation state. Okay, in -3 oxidation state. Here we complete the chemical properties of nitrogen family. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the compounds of nitrogen family.